This video is brought to you by Cracks Only. Check out the link in the video description below to get to their website and check out their latest products. Trust me, you do not want to miss. Real Madrid 2, Manchester United 0 here at the NRG Stadium in Houston, man. Disappointing. It's always disappointing when you lose a game, but it is pre-season. These things happen. Mainoo, man, it's a shame. It's a shame I got to start there, Mainoo, because it was such an exciting kind of prospect of him starting in a game like today. Big occasion for him. We saw him afterwards on his crutches, and hopefully it's a precaution. We also saw Ahmad, who was on crutches the other day. And he was off them, really quickly. So hopefully that's the same for Mainoo, because it'll be a real shame for him to have such a good pre-season like he has done in the early stages of it, coming through to the middle. And then if he's not ready for the start of the season, that will be a real bad one for him. And it was a perfect chance for him to get some great experience and play alongside Casemiro and Mount, Bruno, against a stacked Real Madrid side, an absolutely stacked Real Madrid side. So that was a bad start, but actually, on top of that, the bad start continued, because when he went off, the team was just disorganized. I think in between Christian Eriksen coming on and us sorting out what we were going to do because he wasn't on, we just conceded. And it was just a completely wide open gap between the central defence. One easy ball, and then Onana gets lobbed. But I couldn't really do much about it. But that was a common theme throughout the first half. We kept making mistakes in transition. It took us a while to calm down. We wasn't really creating. We just kept giving the ball away. We just kept making mistakes. I spoke to Benny McCarthy at the back there, and he said we couldn't put five passes together, Flex. And it's true. That was what was killing us. When we did get to the decisive moment, it was just the wrong choice, or overhit, or shooting wide, or it's getting blocked. And obviously, the difference as well, when you had the difference in caliber of players in some positions. I mean, you look at Vinicius Jr., what he was doing, and Jude Bellingham and Rodrigo. You had those two up front with Jude Bellingham just kind of floating. And then in midfield, you had Camavinga and Tchouaméni with Modric just kind of doing what he does best. It's going to be a tough night, but this is exactly what you want to do in pre-season. These are the types of games you want to play in. These are the things that you want to see Manchester United come up against, because essentially, that's where we want to be. The positives on Andre Onana, I want to talk about. You can clearly see how high his starting position is. You can see what he wants to do. You can see how Ten Hag wants him to play. And the players have got to get used to that. But there was a lot of times when he's asking for the ball. He's saying, give me it. KG touched on it as well, because we saw it at the same time. Varane kicked out into touch, and he was saying, I want it. Give it to me here. That's Varane trying to get the understanding with Onana. That's Onana trying to get the understanding with Varane to say, you can trust me. Give me it. Because we have been playing a certain way for so long, that we have to undo that, and it's going to take time. I think the Bruno on the right-hand side situation, not his best position. He's versatile and can play there, but you're not getting the best out of him. But I think if you are going to experiment, especially with Mason Mount and how those two can work and interchange, then this is the time to do it. So I'm not going to get onto Ten Hag for that, because that's what pre-season is all about, right? But I just think there were some neat touches in there at times. There were some good transitional moments where we just needed to find a little bit of quality in the final pass or in the middle. I think when Christian Eriksen came on for Mainoo, we just lost a little bit of that mobility that Mainoo would probably give you. And Christian's he doesn't really have that side to his game anymore, really, does he? And I think the game was kind of passing him by a little bit. But frustratingly, and that's what I mean, there were times in the game where we were doing okay. There were times, where we were passing out from the back quite well. The build-up play was good. Mason Mount was getting on the ball. Casemiro was getting out of trouble a couple of times. Wan-Bissaka was good in possession up and down the flanks at times. But when the move would break down, we would lose the ball in bad areas and quite high up the pitch. And then all of a sudden, you've got Vinny running this side. You've got Jude Bellingham getting onto the ball. You've got Rodrigo making good movements, and they were just causing havoc, weren't they, at certain times. But I don't think it was a horrible performance overall, in a disgusting performance, but it was one that obviously we'd let ourselves down with the way that we wanted to play. I think Garnacho, when he got the ball down and started to get a Carvajal, he started to make some things happen, especially more so in the second half. He started to make things happen and started to do what he wanted to do and get involved. And when he does do that, he's a much better player. He's a much more direct player. He's a much more impactful player. which was good to see. Also, second half when you change the team, we wanted to see our team a little bit longer, but second half when you change the team up, what I would say is that Palestri, really good. He was really good. Camavinga fouled him a good few times. I think he was getting on the wrong side of him. If you look at when Scott McTominay come on, he done okay as well. I'm not gonna lie, he did. Nearly scored. And then again, the game kind of fizzles out a little bit, and then we can see a bloody overhead kick or bicycle kick, whatever it was, from Hosselu, who I told him he didn't mean it, and it was an accident in the back, actually. He didn't mean that. Yeah, you just got lucky. He's a shin roller, mate, yeah? Shin roller. But yeah, it gets undone. And then you get that little flat feeling of, didn't want to lose 2-0, man, for God's sake. But we're still trying to take strides. We're still trying to go in the right direction. It's going to take time. Do you know what I mean? The most important thing about pre-season, obviously against Arsenal, was a bit different because they were giving it, basically saying we're shit, so we're going to give it back. But essentially, everyone's right. It's only pre-season. Win, lose or draw, it's only pre-season. You're supposed to get sharp minds. You're supposed to get sharp legs, improve the fitness. And more importantly, get to know your teammates. And, people like Mason Mount are doing that. People like Onana are doing that. Of course, we need the striker. Of course, we need Rasmus Højlund in, who looks like it's going to be. We need that focal point. Rashi today couldn't really get on the ball as much as he wanted, couldn't really get involved, had that one chance. Anthony, when he came on, I thought was wasteful. Some nice little touches. But again, when it came to trying to have the end product, shooting over the bar, shooting into players, losing the ball, just quite fractious. And I think what Ten Hag will take from that is he will say, listen, that is the level you're playing against. You're playing against top draw players out there, completely top draw players. And you can't be giving the ball away in those kind of situations. You just can't. It just doesn't work like that against this type of team. They will punish you. At times, Vinicius Jr. looked like he was playing in second or third gear, just kind of chilling, to be honest with you. But that's the levels, and that's what we know, where we want to get to, and it's going to take a long time to do that. But we're going in the right direction. I have to say, though, I do like what Andre Onana was doing. You can see how we want to play. You can see what we want to do. And it's just a case now of just continuing on the tour and eradicating those things. If anything, it's good. It's good that things like that happen on tour. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want, because you want to get all those cobwebs out of the way. You want to get all those mistakes out of the way. You want to get the situations where players aren't quite on the same page, where they're not quite reading from the same hymn book. You want to get all the way now. And I want meaningful games on tour. Obviously, the first team didn't play against Wrexham. Damn right, play against Arsenal. Damn right, play against Real Madrid. And even Dortmund, narrowly missing out on the league in the Bundesliga is obviously a good side. So I'm pleased with that, and that's exactly what we want. So roll on Las Vegas. Big up Houston. Thank you for having us. This NRG Stadium, by the way, is an absolute joke. Press box was a little bit high, but an absolute joke of a stadium. And do you know what me and KG was saying? It just makes you think, like, Man United should have this. This is what a Man United stadium should look like. Do you know what I mean? Obviously fit for purpose of football, but yeah. Anyway, see you guys in Las Vegas. We're out of it.